Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Obviously from the thumbnail of this video you can already see what today's video is about, but first, if you're new here, hello, how are you? Thank you for stopping by, thank you for being here, and thank you for being interested in this content. And if you're a returning subscriber, you already know how much I love you and how much I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So today's video is literally story time, and it's to share my pregnancy journey, really. And if you have been a subscriber, you'll notice some level of inconsistency this year, basically, on the channel. Like, it's been a struggle, especially from the mid part of the year, because obviously now we all know that I've been pregnant. So that's why, like, the inconsistencies were a lot. Like, sometimes I'll not post for 2 months or even make content because it was exhausting. And now you will understand why, from watching this video today. And so I really hope that you watch till the end and you enjoy my story, and show some love in the comment section. So let's dive right into today's video. So today's video is titled My Pregnancy Journey, and the first part I'll be talking about is the finding out. The most common thing that you see when people announce their pregnancy is that, like, they took in and they took the test, maybe they missed their period and it came, and then positive pregnancy. Well, it wasn't the same for me, because when so first of all, I think around March this year, yeah, I missed my period. I was wondering, oh, okay, period is gone, I'm most likely pregnant. But I didn't do anything. First week, second week, third week, fourth week, I didn't take the test, because in fact I think I was even writing assignments and assessments at that time. So I didn't want anything that overwhelmed me. I just felt I might be pregnant. In fact, I was even feeling symptoms of pregnancy, only for me to take it in April, and then it was negative, and I'm like, what's going on? how how can I not be seeing my period and not be pregnant? So it was in it was negative, and then that's when I my worry started. And then I booked an appointment with the GP, the doctor here. I booked an appointment with the doctor, and then I went in for a test. I told the doctor, oh, over a month now, and I haven't seen my period, and I'm not sure, like, I don't know, I've been feeling pregnancy symptoms. So the doctor asked me to come in. So I went in and we did all tests, did blood work and everything, peed on the thing in the hospital. And guess what? It was still negative, from the hospital. Oh, the doctor said they're not seeing anything, but like, they will do my blood test and blood works to see if there's anything at all. So after about 2 weeks, the doctor called me back to say I should come to the hospital and have another test done. So that's when I did another P test, and they now saw a very, very faint line. So unlike Nigeria, like that, especially when you go as a couple, you went with your husband, obviously they know that it's good news that you're pregnant and all of that. So the doctor did not assume that we were excited about the pregnancy. The doctor was like, okay, the test we just took now, we saw a tiny faint line, and it looks like you're pregnant. So we're going to do some extra blood test and everything to be sure, but it's most likely not wrong. It's most likely not wrong. And then and then the doctor was like, is that good news? The doctor asked if it was good news, and at first I was confused, and I was like, oh, is this something you're happy with? I was like, oh yes. Me and my husband, we just smiled. I said, and then she said, congratulations. That's when she smiled. So apparently it was later I realized that, so if it wasn't pregnancy that you wanted to keep, and they were going to offer you options. Before saying congratulations, they want to know if you are first of all happy with the pregnancy, so before they start giving you what your options are. So, but anyway, so God's glory, we're happy and we received our congratulations. So we started the journey, basically. So after that was like after 6 weeks, my period was late. So after 2 weeks again, I did a home test, and it also showed pregnant. So obviously my mind was at rest after that, and like, confirmed that I was pregnant. So now the doctor dated me with my last period. So if you know anything about pregnancy, you know it's, even if you just miss your period by 1 week, they're going to tell you you're 4 weeks, 5 weeks pregnant by by the time, it doesn't matter when the conception happened, but by the time you know you confirm your pregnancy, they're going to tell you, they're going to count it from your last period. So that's what the doctor did. Unfortunately, it was miscounted, and it was miscounted because obviously they counted with my last, against my last period, and they scheduled me for, you know, scans and the next things, you know. So um my first scan was supposed to be 12 weeks, so they scheduled me for this first scan at 12 weeks. And by the time I went in for the 12-week scan, they found out that I was 6 weeks pregnant. So it was like they literally took me back, you know, like, so the calculation was messed up at the beginning. They had to rearrange my file. And I think the way things work here, there's a process, there are tests and things you have to do. So automatically, once you register as pregnant, I think that the system or the doctor books you for all the ones that you have to do, you know. Then the other ones that are at intervals, you know, you go the other ones that are at intervals, they'll be sending the letters to you, or your midwife will be booking the appointment with you. But at least the key ones, all the key scans you're supposed to do, the one at 12 weeks, the one at 20 weeks, 20 something weeks, you know, like the key ones automatically is scheduled. So and I think because of the wrong dating, they dated my gestational diabetes test wrongly. So I did it at 18 weeks instead of 28 weeks. So yeah, but we thank God it's negative, so it's not a problem. So yeah, but that was one of the things that happened, but because of the misdating. So basically, so I did the first scan when I wasn't supposed to do the scan yet, because obviously that means I really wasn't pregnant. I don't even understand what happened around that time, but that means I really wasn't pregnant. So I don't know why I was feeling pregnant. And even though I was taking tests at home, you know, like I took like 3 tests at home before I went to the doctor, you know, and they were all negative. And then the first test I took at the doctor was also negative, and the doctor told me to come back again before we saw a positive test. So I don't know what happened between that period, but basically, we shall thank God that we are where we are today. So, fast forward to first trimester of the pregnancy. So the first trimester of the pregnancy was obviously, you know, we've heard stories of how first trimesters are. You know, you're sick. It came with everything you can think of: vomiting, exhaustion, sickness, dizziness, morning, afternoon, and night sickness. It wasn't just body sickness, so that was all day sickness. Literally, I was vomiting multiple times a day, and I genuinely did not enjoy the first trimester. I was so angry. I was I was so unhappy, because I'm like, how can something that is supposed to be a thing of joy be causing you so much stress and discomfort, you know? But I was really looking forward to second trimester. From first trimester, I'm like, okay. So I was counting down every Monday. I'll be counting down that, oh, I'm a new week now. Oh, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10. So I literally was looking forward to week 12, where everything was going to magically disappear. That's second trimester, because that's what everybody says. It's just first trimester. Once first trimester is done, you're over. It's over. You don't have issues again. So I was looking forward to that time. And around this period, I was still in school. I was in my final semester in school, and it was really stressful for me. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I had to even, you know, a couple of times I had to send a mail to welfare team that was sick, and you know, because of pregnancy, and you know, they had support provided for me, you know, like they were able to cover my attendance, you know, like they gave me excuse not to attend class, but I was just really tired a lot. And at that time I was also still working. I was working as an healthcare assistant, so and I was doing domiciliary care. And if you know anything about domiciliary care, healthcare assistant job, you are going from house to house. I literally would be at people's houses and be vomiting. People that me I went to take care of, I'm vomiting in their house. you know, because I was so exhausted. I was always so exhausted, and we'll be in the car in the morning going to service users' houses. I'll be begging the driver to please stop. I'm feeling nauseous. I'll vomit. Everything. I had issue with smell. I had issue with food. Everything just became, I could not eat well. I could not eat so many things. I stopped eating chicken. In fact, cooking chicken became, oh my god, if someone was cooking chicken around me, I had to lock the door, in fact, it wasn't just chicken at the beginning. At the beginning, it was everything. The smell of raw food was just horrible to me. Like, it makes me want to throw up every time. And in fact, it makes me throw up, not even want to. And then obviously, when my husband, stepped up and was the one doing most of the cooking at this time, like, in fact, throughout this pregnancy, he has cooked 80% of the time. So he literally would, when he wants to cook, he'll lock the kitchen door, I'll lock the bedroom door, and I'm inside, then open the kitchen window so that everything can escape and we can manage smell. I can't stand somebody farting beside me. It makes me vomit. I can't stand. Oh my god, it was just horrible. There was a time that even fresh air was smelling somehow. I had to use double nose mask when I'm going out. Like, that morning of the fresh air one, I actually cried because I'm like, how, like, what else does this pregnancy want from me? Like, why is fresh air making me nauseous? Like, I stepped out of the house. I'm supposed to, inhale the fresh air, the freshness of the day, and everything was just, oh god, it was so horrible. It was so horrible. I could not stand anyone that had like bad smell or body odor or everything. It was sure bad. And like, I sure went through all those things. Think about everything that first trimester comes with. I actually went through it. Then the second part of the first trimester that really really was a lot for me to deal with was loneliness. I first of all, I lost appetite for many things that I used to eat. I couldn't eat so many things. I'll eat something. In fact, I think it was just once I ate Indomie during my first trimester, and I've not eaten Indomie till this point. My husband cooked it that day. It was so good. It had pepper and everything. And then I ate it. And then the next day, it was like, oh, should I cook the same type of Indomie for you? And then it just went wrong. And since that time, I can't taste Indomie again. I used to like banana and some other fruits, and I took banana one day, and then it felt like there was a snake in my chest. I mean, I don't even know. Like, it was so horrible. Like, it made me throw up so bad. Till this point, I've not even taken banana. So I really, I'm looking forward to being myself again. But those were one of the things that came with the first trimester. So also, I started to crave Nigerian food. Like, it's not like we don't eat Nigerian food though. If you know me here, we literally eat Nigerian food. Everything we eat is Nigerian food. But I started to crave buka food, like amala that they made. Amala sky. Amala sky is even amala sky is even good. And that's crave all this food that they make by the roadside. Like, I just wanted to, like, it got so bad that it made me want to go home. Like, it made me want to go back to Nigeria. Like, Lily, what kind of life is this? What did I sign up for? Can't I eat what I want? And in this place, what can you eat? Burger and toast, and their food is so, I don't know. So, as in, it was really bad. It was really, really bad. That I was just craving all sorts of Nigerian food. And I remember, crying one day on my bed, and I told God, and I was like, this thing is a blessing, so you have to help me. There's no way I can get all these kind of things I'm craving. So please, you have to take these cravings away. Like, I had to pray away the cravings, and God was faithful. Like, after a few days, I moved on, and I moved on to not even wanting to eat again. So obviously, I also missed, at this first trimester point. I missed, my family a lot. I missed my sisters, I missed my mom, I missed being in Nigeria, I missed, the love I would have gotten. At the time it was still strange to my husband, and it was strange to even me myself. So we were just trying to adjust everything, and we had our normal life, so you had to continue living normal life. So obviously I felt alone a lot at this time. I felt alone a lot, and I used to cry a lot. Jumping to second trimester now, I got the biggest shock of my life when 12 weeks came, and I did not feel any better. In fact, I feel like I even got sicker in second trimester. Like, the vomiting was now every day, minimum of 4 times a day vomiting. And it was always bad. I could not eat anything apart from pap. So I was drinking pap morning, afternoon, and night. And the pap that we had there, they're powder pap. So I tried different brands before I finally found one that was the closest to real pap. So that was the brand I was buying. So as I'm waking up in the morning like this, I'm going to brush my teeth first. Secondly, going to make pap. That brushing my teeth, and I'm brushing my teeth and vomiting. Then I'm making pap. After pap, I'll drink. After drinking the pap, then I couldn't drink the normal milk, the gallon milk that we used to drink and everything. So I only had just one brand of milk that I could drink, Carnation milk. So my husband has to be stuck in the house with that milk for me, to be able to drink my pap. And I just couldn't eat so many things, and I think the only other thing that I could eat well was okra soup and amala at the beginning, at that second trimester. Okra soup and amala. So I'll make amala by myself, and my husband will make okra soup. No fish, no meat, no turkey, no nothing, just plain white okra soup and omiobe and stew, and then amala, and that's all. And I just eat a little. So those were like the main things I ate throughout that period, like second trimester. But I was really shocked that I did not feel better. And the medication they gave me at the hospital, I don't even understand what kind of medication it was, because I feel like that medication was part of my problem, and it was what made me sicker. It was supposed to be my pregnancy medication. It was supposed to help me, give me all the vitamins I needed. But for whatever reason, this medication just made me sicker. So and I was using it religiously, hoping that I'll get better. Month 5 came, I was still sick. Month 6, as in, I was really exhausted, and it now began to look like I was doing too much, because even there was one day in the midnight that I was so sick. My whole body was hot, everything. I was so sick, I felt like I was going to faint, or like collapse, or everything, that I had to disturb my husband in the midnight to take me to A&E. A&E is the emergency center here. Like, we had to go there, and only for me to go there, and then they ended up giving me paracetamol. It was so annoying and so frustrating, and I felt so alone, because I feel like they didn't empathize with me. But unfortunately, there are so many people, and there are people with more serious cases, like cases than than me, and like they had to attend to people that were literally dying. Me, I just felt like I was dying, but I was not dying. I just felt like I was dying, but I was not dying. So it was really, really exhausting for me. And my husband, he did all he could. It was in fact that midnight, before we got to the hospital, I vomited like 5 times. It was just parking on the road. Thank God it was midnight. I was just parking on the road. I'll vomit, I'll come back into the car. The next drive, I'll vomit again. In the hospital too, before I finally saw doctor, I had to wait plenty hours. I vomited and vomited, and I didn't have anything in my stomach. My stomach was empty. So, but I feel like that was not the case for a lot of people, because fortunately for me, a couple of my friends were also pregnant at the same time, and we used to share things and experiences. So for most of them, after the first 3 months, they snapped out of it, things got better. But my own looked like it was getting worse. I literally lost 10 kg between first and second trimester, because I couldn't eat. I lost over 10 kg actually. Because I couldn't eat, I couldn't do much. I was just always exhausted and tired. My friends were getting better, and I on the other hand was getting worse, and it began to frustrate me. And I felt that at this period, people were very insensitive, to how I felt, you know different funny comments, from you have to hold yourself together, you have to be strong. And like, it got to me that, okay, do you think that I want to be sick, or do you think I enjoy being sick? Like, do you think I don't want to be normal again, or I don't want to be my normal self? It was really frustrating for me, and it made me really, really sad that people would not understand. And I feel like this second trimester period was when I felt that, like, for instance, I didn't hide my pregnancy from people that were close to me. I told almost everyone that was close to me. Everyone, literally almost everyone around me. And unfortunately for me, I said it with the expectation that, oh, yeah, you're gonna get so much support. But at least I learned that, first of all, people just want to know for knowing sake. It's not like it's not like they they are really, really concerned. That's what I concluded in this period. That it's not like they're really, really concerned. They just want to know, like, updates on your life. Because I feel like if I tell you, or if you told me that you were pregnant, I don't know, Sha, maybe I've also done that too, but I don't think I've done that to anyone I'm close to. If you told me you were pregnant, I feel like I'll go all out and look out for you, and like, so I had expectations, and the bubble of the expectations were busted. So in the second trimester, I was very sick and couldn't do so much. It was around the same time that I was writing my dissertation. I was writing my final semester, my final semester courses, and it was just a very overwhelming period in my life that I don't pray to go back to again, or even experience again. But it was a loss for me. But I really thank God for bringing me this far, and I really thank God for holding my hand through the thick and thin. So where I had breakthrough, finally had breakthrough, was at the beginning of my third trimester. I'm currently the 7-week pregnant filming this video, so obviously by the time you're seeing it, I already have the baby, because obviously you're Africans and we don't normally announce before the baby comes. So it's an unspoken rule, it is what it is. So at the beginning of the third trimester, my lovely friend Tumishi just took me to Boots, took me to the pharmacy, and then went to buy me pregnant care. Actually, a friend had told me about pregnant care, but because the hospital gave me something to use, I didn't think it was necessary. Then another friend had told me that, oh, she used pregnant care and it caused her to have headache, and like, it caused her a lot of, like, it made her sick or something. So I didn't bother about pregnant care. I was just using what they gave me religiously. And my friend just dragged me to Boots that day, and then made me buy pregnant care. And the very first day I used pregnant care, in fact, I was almost 7 months pregnant when I first used pregnant care. And that day, I felt so much peace in my body. I felt well, I felt stronger. And hey, look at me, who have been literally killing myself on this nonsense drug that they gave me. So, and she made me buy pregnant care plus, because that was because obviously I was in my third trimester, so I could use pregnant care plus at that time. So she made me buy pregnant care plus, and I just was strengthened almost immediately. It was like magic, and I started getting better and stronger. I was so happy that I could now do things. The vomiting drastically reduced, but did not stop. Then my spitting problem, because I had from my second trimester, I started spitting a lot. I think it was as a result of the vomit, and I tried so many things. People told me to use bitter cola, use gum. In fact, if I put gum in my mouth, it's like the open tap of spit in my mouth. if I should chew gum. So I could not stand chewing gum. The day I put bitter cola, that I tried to use bitter cola, I went out, put the bitter cola in my mouth. It was like generating spit. Like it was worse. Like I could not even open my mouth to say anything. It was full of spit. So there was nothing I could do. So I just knew that it's like this spit is here to stay. Unfortunately for me. So if you saw me at all in this pregnancy, or there was even a video where I forgot, like I didn't edit a spitting part out. It was it was one of the downside of the pregnancy, of unfortunately. But pregnant care literally made everything better for me, and that's when I started feeling well again, feeling stronger, coupled with the fact that I was already drawing towards the end of the pregnancy. So basically, my third trimester so far has been my healthiest. It has not been without its own problems, so but it has been my healthiest because obviously um my vomiting reduced from um every day 4-5 times to um sometimes maybe twice in a day, or even once in 2 days. So it's no longer consistent. I still vomit up to this point. I still vomit. I still feel nausea, but now I have like an anti-sickness medication. Oh, I didn't even mention that my second trimester, I completed the GP. They gave me several anti-sickness medication. It will work for the first day. The third day my body is already kicking against it. I'm sick again. I took like 4 different brands of anti-sickness medication before I finally found the one that worked. And even though I found the one that worked, it just reduced the number of time I was vomiting at the time. So basically, my third trimester up to this point has just been counting down for the baby to come. Counting down for the baby to come. I literally cannot wait. As in, I'm so tired. Oh my god. I'm so grateful to God. Though. Looks like this video I've been complaining, but I said I'm not going to sugarcoat anything or try to sweet talk anything. And just saying, oh my god, it's so beautiful. For me, it's beautiful in Jesus' name. But I've gone through it. I've gone through a lot in this pregnancy, and I'm sure grateful to God. I'm really grateful to God. So basically, that has been my journey so far from my first trimester, second trimester. And I remember before I even took in, I used to think about, oh, when I'm pregnant, how am I going to do on YouTube and everything. I really thought I was going to have the strength to, film things in real time, and, like be able to share my story as it was happening. But I was too sick. Like, I was too sick to even want to do anything. So I just had to, make this video to at least announce my pregnancy, when I give it, like, announce my pregnancy and, share my story of how the pregnancy journey has been for me, or how the pregnancy journey was for me, basically. So, yeah, if you got to this part of the video, that's basically it. So for support system in this, journey, I feel like, I've learned to be strong by myself. I've learned to be strong for myself in this journey, because I feel like if I was at home, I would have gotten so much care and love from both my family, my in-laws, and everything. But I've had to not depend on anyone. My husband also has been a great support system, doing his best, the very best he can. So yeah, I'm really grateful to God for him. I'm really grateful for God that he was able to come through. And I thank God for a lot of my friends that I thank God for a lot of my friends that are just phone calls away. Like when it gets tough, at least I can call them and cry, or call them and tell them how I'm feeling, and then we spend hours talking, sharing experiences. So I'm really grateful for people that stood by me this period, family, friends. I'm really, 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 really grateful. So basically, that's my pregnancy story. I'm sure that I probably missed some bits and pieces, but you'll be hearing as life goes on. You'll be hearing as life goes on. If you got to this part of this video, thank you so much for watching till the end. Thank you for sharing my joy. I pray for anyone that is trusting God for this kind of miracle and blessing. With a better experience, by the grace of God, you won't have to be sick the way I was, you know. I pray that the Lord answers your prayer and the Lord blesses you in the name of Jesus, you know, with your own bundle of joy in the name of Jesus. So thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in my next video. Bye.